All right, perfect. So recording is on. Great. Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining the session. Warm welcome to all. Usually I in the past I used to host these sessions in person, but this year since I'm under the weather and stuff, I've decided to host it virtually, and this also gives an opportunity for students who perhaps are throughout the day, during their lunch break, they can join as well. So all in all, that's how I decided on the online um, on the online modality of this session. Please keep yourself muted as the session will be recorded. And then when we switch to the Q&A, you will be able to unmute yourself and ask any questions you may have. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. In terms of the agenda, I'll tell you a little bit about long-term study abroad, what that is, how it is structured, and why long-term study abroad is important, or what are the benefits to studying abroad for a term exchange. Then we'll go into where you can do a long-term study abroad. I'll talk a little bit about all of our current partner schools, and then we'll talk about the application process, how that works, and how you can make your application stronger. So why study abroad at a partner university? So as you may already know, the Global Administration Education Office is basically in charge of global programs, experiential learning programs. So if you've applied for a short-term program or done a short-term program through my office, you've met me before, you've been to these types of sessions before. So aside from those short-term opportunities that we of course have our full semester exchange programs with strategic partners that the School of Business has with other institutions around the world. So these institutions are top business schools in their field of expertise. Many may have expertise, for example, in luxury management or sustainability or entrepreneurship. And that is the reason why GWSP pursued a strategic partnership with those specific schools. So these are bilateral exchanges, meaning that we exchange students. So I can send as many students that I can receive from these partners. So in the last few slides, I'll introduce our former exchange students who were here with us last fall. We have one student studying with us this spring from Bocconi University. And so these students are a resource to you, right? Because they can tell you about their institution, they can tell you all about sort of the life in the city as well. So another good reason to study abroad at a partner institution is that you get exposure to new academic environments, new languages, although all of the coursework that you will need to, of course, transfer and be successful at these partners is all taught in English. If you have expertise in the local language, it will give you perhaps access to additional courses, but
you might not be treating your other stakeholders merely as needs. If they're agreeing.
But all in all, you will have access to all of these courses in English, but you might have additional courses that you might be able to take if you have language expertise, right? So each institution, of course, is different than GW, right? So they'll have their own rules, so you'll be able to experience their own academic environment. You'll be sitting in a classroom with students from that institution and students from the partners of that specific institution. That being said, you'll be able to expand your network because you'll be, again, networking with those students from around the world, from that institution in particular. You'll be networking with the faculty in that institution. You'll be perhaps each of these partners have their own company partnerships, strategic partnerships. So you'll be able to meet with perhaps leaders in specific industries when they come for lectures and things like that. You'll also have access to their career center, alumni network, and all of those items. This will help you build invaluable skills, right? Because we're talking about a full term exchange. We're talking about building interpersonal skills, agility, adaptability, of course, resourcefulness, because you'll be researching, perhaps living on your own, doing things independently. So all of those things that build character and help you not only personally, but also professionally and academically. And of course, it will diversify your overall experience. Just a quick reminder, please keep yourself muted as the session is being recorded. All right, so what are the considerations for choosing a program? So of course, you want to first look at the academic and programmatic side. So what subject major are you pursuing? What is the theme? What kind of courses are you looking to take? Because again, some of these partners do have specific expertise in specific areas that perhaps you can't, find here at GW. So you want to go to a partner that perhaps offers coursework or themes that are not available at GW. So that's probably the first thing that you want to look at. Then you want to consider regional, national, and sector exposure. So if you are, for example, switching your industry, for example, right? So you came to GW, you're starting your master's program, and you're doing a career switch, right? So you need exposure into this new field that you're going. This is a really great way to have that exposure, especially if you're selecting a partner that is, prime and known for that subject of expertise. I take an example of the Copenhagen Business School, or CBS for short. They have, of course, expertise in things like regenerative sustainability, sustainability in general, as a general theme, corporate responsibility. They also have really, really good interdisciplinary work. So they have a lot of cross-disciplinary method of instruction and courses, right? So they have a very specific input on business economics, and that blend with, for example, humanities and other subject matters. So those are the things that you want to research and look at when you're trying to make a decision as to what program or what school you want to go to. Some other practical and professional things that you want to consider: cost and tuition. So as part of these, these partners that I'm talking to you about today, again, GWSB has strategic partnerships with those partners. So that means that when you study at the partner, you don't pay tuition at the partner. You pay regular GW tuition. You're a GW student. You have active status while you're studying abroad, but you're paying GW tuition. So there's multiple benefits to that, because that means you can take a lot of classes at the partner and not necessarily pay for all of them, because we only charge you for how many credits you're transferring back to GW. And we'll talk about sort of how many credits you can transfer back, and and how that whole process works in the next slide. Then you want to consider, so the cost that you want to consider is not necessarily tuition wise, it is cost of living wise. So most of these schools are in big metropolitan cities, just like DC. So you want to consider cost of living in that city, transportation, your lodging, because you'll be there for 3-4 months, perhaps 5-6 months if you go to some of our Asian partners. You want to think about how much your rent is going to be, how much you're going to spend on food, how much you're going to spend on transportation. And some of these items on the ground, you want to think about how much your flight is going to cost. So that's the cost that you want to think about. Then you want to think about timing. So timing is important, because as a student in a graduate program here at GW, you have a certain number of core classes that you need to do as part of your degree requirements. So some classes are offered only in a given semester, right? So your department will say, hey, you need class X to graduate. That class is only available in the spring semester. So if you started in the fall, that means you need to take that requirement in the spring in order to study abroad in the fall. So you cannot study abroad while, basically being concurrently enrolled in a class at GW, because of course, you're going to be abroad, so you can't be in person. If it's an online class, you'll be required to perhaps log in sessions at specific times, and you're going to be in a different time zone. So I do not recommend even doing that. So what you want to do is basically knock out all of your core requirements before you go abroad, or ensure that you can get those requirements done when you come back from your abroad experience. So that's what timing is important. You need to know which semester is ideally the one where you want to study abroad and be away. And of course, you want to consider career development and networking opportunity. I only manage, the exchange piece, the transfer credits, giving you information about those partners, getting you settled into your experience. But I don't manage sort of that career and networking opportunity, right? So that's where that research piece comes in game, So you can basically make an appointment with the Fowler Center with one of our career coaches and ask them about opportunities that they might know of in this country where you're going. You can also meet with a career coach of the school where you're going to and ask them about opportunities there. So you want to basically use this not only just as an academic experience, but as a way to add on to your professional resume. Great. Who can study abroad? So undergraduate students can study abroad, but individual schools, so us as the School of Business, we do not manage undergraduate students. Undergraduate students all have to apply through the Office for Study Abroad. The Office for Study Abroad has a lot of opportunities for undergraduate students. So if you're an undergraduate student and you found yourself in this session, you have to go to the Office for Study Abroad in order to apply for your study abroad program. All active graduate students at the School of Business apply through me. So you would basically apply through our online brochure, submit an application by the deadline, which is September 10th for spring 2025. The deadline for fall 2024. So if you're applying for fall 2024, the deadline is March 10th. March 15th. I have that on the next slide. So how to apply for your program. So all of the application is through DW Passport. It is a very simple application. There's nothing, crazy in it. You submit your unofficial transcript, you submit an essay. In your essay, you're basically describing your interest in that specific partner and how, it'll help you grow, why you decided on applying to that specific partner and those types of items. Along with a few other material that I usually ask for paperwork, because I need, for example, your passport, because when nominating you to the partner, I have to have your information as it appears on your official travel documents. The application will close at 11:59 on March 15th, which is, I believe, during your spring break or the last Sunday or something, during your spring break Friday, I think. And then after that, I will schedule individual interviews with the students who have applied. Again, nothing formal. I just want to get to know you better. If I haven't had a conversation with you before, if I've met you before and we've sort of met one-on-one and that means we've already discussed your interests. I know sort of which partners you're interested in. I know that you're already, all well versed into sort of the partner, well invested into the partner that you're applying for. If I did not speak with you before, I will schedule some time, just 30 minutes, virtual, again, just asking about items in your application, and trying to sort of gauge, why you picked that specific partner and things of that nature. So again, nothing to be alarmed of. I will reach out to schedule once the deadline hits. And then after that, I will announce decisions on or after March 29th. And then after that, you'll have a few days to sort of compare partners if you got accepted into multiple, if I accepted you into multiple exchange programs, and then you'll be able to commit to one of them. So in terms of the next steps, right? Once you submit an application to me, after the deadline of March 15, I will reach out perhaps with an interview, schedule an interview. A few days later, I'll give you a decision on your application. So if you, for example, apply for Audencia Business School located in France, you will get a decision on that specific application. Let's say Julie applied. So Julie will be accepted for fall exchange at Audencia. Now, I highly recommend students applying to multiple partners. So if you really, really, really want to be abroad, no matter what destination, you want to at least submit 2 or 3 applications so that you can be, it increases your chances of getting in at least one. If you only submit 1 application and you're only banking on that one, and that could be for multiple reasons, right? Maybe you're only interested in one specific country or one specific partner, and that's perfectly fine. But if you want to increase your chances, you want to submit multiple applications because that at least ensures that you get into one. Now, even if you get into multiple, that's on my end, right? Because I, Marie, am telling you, Julie, for example, that yes, you are accepted for an exchange at Copenhagen Business School, Korea Business School, and Audencia Business School, right? I gave you spots in all 3. However, when you commit, you can only commit to one of them. You can only commit to one. Because what happens after the commitment? Once you're committed to a program and you tell me, Marie, I want to go to school X, I will pass your information on to that school. I officially nominate you on the behalf of GW. And then basically that school then will reach out to you to get you registered in their system. So you basically can't shop around and be nominated for more than one partner because you will only be able to go to one. So that means that the two other partners or one other partner that you're, being nominated for, they're basically doing a lot of administrative paperwork for nothing. So that's the reason why you can only commit to one partner. So in this process, us, who design these, us administrators who have designed these opportunities, we make it a point that once I, as the GW administrator, nominate you to the partner, they will accept you on their end, right? So it's 99% of the chance of time that you're in. You consider yourself in. Everything else is a matter of paperwork, making sure to get everything that they've asked for, in terms of, they'll ask for a number of administrative documents. They'll share information about the visa process, about lodging, and all of those items. But you need to be registered on their end. And then how does registration happen? So on the GW side, we will register you in a placeholder course just to trigger your tuition and keep you active for the semester you're studying abroad. So at GW, you can, for these exchanges, you can transfer up to 15 credits from the partner school towards your general elective credit. But a lot of our degree programs do not have, 15 credits worth of electives built into the degree program. So then it will vary up or down depending on your degree program. So if you are an MBA student, usually MBA students have a lot of electives. If you are a master's in international business student, you only have about 6 credits of electives that you can take, plus your 3 credits capstone. So that will be a max about 9 credits that you can transfer. So what you want to do is, have a conversation with your academic advisor and look at Degree Map. Degree Map is a very easy way to see which general elective credits, how many general elective credits you have, and then determine how much you can transfer. So if in the fall you tell me, I want to take 9 credits abroad and transfer 9 credits, you'll be registered in the Exchange 0235 course for 9 credits, which will trigger your tuition charge for that amount of that amount. So that settles you on the GW side. You're all good to go. You submit your petition to transfer credit, which we'll talk about on the next slide, and then you're good to go. Now at the partner, you will actually be registering for the class that you want to take. So you want to make sure that you meet their deadlines and that you register on their end to ensure that you take the classes that you need to take while you're there. And then each partner has a really different process. So then all of their timelines, information that they'll share will depend on sort of what their timeline is. And then once we go into each partner, I can tell you a little bit about it, but I won't go too much in it because it differs from partner to partner. So some other items that you'll need is, of course, a travel health insurance while you're abroad. GW has an insurance company that we work with. They call GeoBlue. For short-term programs, I would usually coverage. For term exchange, because you are a master of your own travel dates, you'll need to register on your own. So I'll send you all the information. You'll have the link, and then you'll be able to enroll in GeoBlue for the coverage for the dates that you'll be in country. And then you also have access to the Cultural Navigator platform to help you with some level of cultural training. And then you'll need to submit your petition to transfer credit, which I'll describe on the next slide. Okay, so it looks like I have a few questions in the chat. So let me try to maybe answer some of those before we continue on to with the presentation. All right, so okay, somebody asked, is there typically on-campus housing available? So some partners, yes. Some others, no. I know it's not a straight answer, but any partner that do have on-campus housing, I would have indicated it somewhere on the brochure. On each of the brochures, I've structured them similarly. So there's like location, there's academic courses, and there's one section that I call, I don't know if I call it lodging or accommodation. And there you can read about it and basically say, oh, perhaps Copenhagen will have on-campus housing. ESSEC doesn't have on-campus housing. So that's how you can sort of figure out which partner does offer on-campus and which doesn't. But very similar to GW, because GW doesn't have on-campus housing for graduate students. So a lot of our partners similarly don't have it, but some do. I know, I've said the CBS because I know CBS does have on-campus housing for students. Okay, great. So going back to the slides. So like I mentioned before, the majority of courses are taught in English, so you don't have to worry about, again, language expertise. You will have, so on my end, all students have to be enrolled in a minimum of 9 credits. But that is to say, I usually try to be as flexible as possible because some students, perhaps this is your last semester, you wanted to study abroad, but you maybe have 7.5 credits or 6 credits left to graduate. I'm not going to make you pay 9 credits when you only need 6, 7 to graduate. So I will have you fill out a policy exemption, and then you'll be able to only take what you need in order to graduate from your program. So that there's flexibility there. But at the partner level, some schools will require you to enroll in a very specific number of classes. That has to do sometimes with visa regulations. For example, if you're studying abroad, you need to, if you're there on a student visa, you need to basically be going to school full-time only, right? Some partners may have that restriction. It's the same thing for the US. All of our international students coming here have to be enrolled in GW classes full-time, which is 9 credits. So each partner will communicate with that to you. Again, CBS is a very easy example for me. I know they require all students to be enrolled in 30 ECTS credits in their exchange semester, which is 15 GW credits. But luckily, for us, especially if you're only, if you want to transfer just to 9 credits, you only pay for the 9 credits. So that means that you'll be taking more classes than you actually need to transfer, right? So there's more of an advantage on that side for you. Advisor approval is required. So you cannot study abroad without your advisor knowing, because your advisor is going to have to sign off on your petition, basically telling me, Marie, I've met with the student. They told me about their plan. These are the classes that they're taking abroad. And yes, I am confirming that these can be transferred into the degree program. That's what that petition basically means. As I mentioned before, you can transfer up to 15. You can't transfer any more than 15. If you take more than 15, you have to basically, you'll be responsible for paying those credits at the partner, but usually students don't have to, because 15 is already a pretty big load. And students usually, not a lot of students transfer 15 credits in a single study abroad semester. Again, it's possible if you have the space in your degree program, but just know that you can't transfer more than 15. You can transfer less than 15. And then if you need less than 9, reach out to me, and then I'll help you with the policy exemption form. In terms of credits, only your credits transfer, not the grade. I'll say it again. Only the credits transfer, not the grade. This is important to note, because if, for example, you need, I don't know, straight A's, for example, maybe your GPA is slightly below the 3 that you need to graduate from your degree program, and then you're trying to raise it. Studying abroad, taking a class abroad will not help you with increasing your GPA. Similarly, it won't decrease your GPA. So if you don't perform as well as abroad, you don't have to worry about it tanking your GPA. Now, in order to qualify for transfer credit, you do need to meet that required grade. So to transfer your classes, you need to make sure to pass all of the classes that you're taking with the equivalent of a B. For each school, there is a list of equivalencies that I've listed on the back of the petition transfer credit, so you can see what the B equivalent is for each institution. For example, if you're taking a class at CBS, The B equivalent is a 7 in their scale. So you need to have a 7. So it's important to note, because at CBS, again, in this example, their passing grade is a 4. So if you go and take a class and then you get a 4 and CBS is like, yep, you're fine, you passed the class, I can't transfer that credit because you did not reach that 7. 7 is your equivalent of a B at CBS. For most of our French institutions, ESSEC, EDEC, Audencia, Grenoble, they use a scale out of 20. 11 out of 20 is the B. So if you have, as long as you have 11 or more, you can transfer your credits. If you have less than 11, if you have 10 or 9, you will not qualify for credit transfer. So I hope that makes sense. Again, this information is included on the brochure as well. So this is what the petition to transfer credit looks like. The form that you'll see online in your application is a lot longer. It's about 4 pages. There's 2 pages. The 2 first pages are instructions that's telling you, explaining to you how you need to complete it, who needs to sign it. This is the 3rd page. It looks like this. This is what you need to fill out and submit to me. The last page is that equivalency table that I told you about earlier. So the equivalency table tells you for each of the partner schools what the B equivalent is. So if you're trying to go, for example, you're looking, what about Bocconi? I want to go to Bocconi. What's the B equivalent? There's Bocconi is listed on there. The B equivalent is listed. So now this 3rd page, how do you fill it out? You're going to put your name, first name, last name, your degree program. If you're a dual degree program, you can just indicate the program that where you're basically, you want to transfer the credits to. So I know, okay, I'm doing a dual degree program, MBA, MSBA, but I want these credits to apply to my MBA program. So if you indicate that here, I know when I'm transferring the credits that it needs to be applied to your MBA program. You want to indicate your partner institution, put your GWID number in there, and the semester you're studying on the exchange. You're going to sign date. And then here you'll see there's multiple rows. There's a partner course row and an equivalent GW equivalent course row. On the partner course row, that's where you put the information of the course you're taking at the partner. So department, course number, it may or may not be available. I mean, department is easy, right? If it's a marketing class, it's the marketing department. It's management department. That's what you put in there. Course number, if there's a course number at the partner, you can put it there. I don't really need to see it. Credit hours, you want to indicate the credit hours here. So if it is, I don't know, 6 ECTS or 7 ECTS, you can put that here. You can put the title of the course right there. And then on the GW equivalent line, this is where you indicate what class you want that class you're taking at the partner to transfer to into your degree program. So if you're taking, for example, a marketing class, maybe you wanted to apply to a GW marketing elective. So you're going to go ahead and put marketing as a department. The general elective credits for marketing or business classes are typically 6290 courses. Usually that's general elective credit in general. So you're going to put 6290 here. Let's say 3 credits, 2 credits, 1.5 credits, whatever it is, put that there. The course title, right? And then you're going to proceed with your next class. Put the information there, just give you equivalent. If you want to transfer it, international business, elective, management elective, decision science elective, you want to put that there. Once you're done filling this up, your advisor is going to look up each of those classes, each of the equivalents, and then sign off and say, yes, I reviewed this, I looked at the student's degree map, and yes, they can indeed transfer this class towards their marketing elective, IBIS elective, decision science elective, and so on and so forth. So they'll sign off here. Once I get this, I, of course, will give it one last review, just double check everything is correct, sign off, and then you're all set. All right, so partner institutions. So now let's dive into each individual partner. So going in alphabetical order, we have Audencia Business School. Audencia Business School is located in Nantes in France. Their main campus is in Nantes, but they have an executive campus in Paris. But if you're going down on an exchange program, you are likely, you are going to be on their main campus in Nantes. Nantes is about a 2-hour train ride from Paris. So you can fly into Paris, take the train down to Nantes. All MBA and specialized master's students can apply for this in exchange with Audencia Business School. They have their main strengths are responsible management, info system, social impact, and sustainability. They offer full-length exchanges, so full fall, which mirrors the GW calendar, August, late August to mid-December, spring, mid-January through early May. The credit equivalency is ECTS, which is the European credit system, and 2 ECTS equals 1 GW credit. So if you take a class at Audencia that is worth 6 ECTS, that will be equivalent to 3 GW credits. They do have a free French language class. If you're interested in learning more French or improving your French, you'll have access to free language courses through them. Audencia Business School also offers short-term opportunities. They have a short-term program over the spring break. We no longer offer their program over the summer because that's more geared towards undergraduate students, but their spring break program is a custom program for RGW business grad students on corporate governance. Next up is Bocconi University. They're located in Milan in Italy. They're quite a popular partner. I usually get, a lot of applications for Bocconi University. Both our MBA and specialized master's students can apply. Their strengths include luxury brand management, strategic management, and econ. If you're an MBA student, please note that their MBA program is closed, so you cannot take MBA courses at Bocconi. You'll be able to take courses in their regular master's program, but not in their MBA program. Length of exchange, similar to Audencia, is a full fall, full spring semester. It mirrors the GW dates for the most part. It's slightly longer though. So their fall semester would be perhaps end of August through early January, and their spring semester would be February through June. So it runs a little bit late in the spring. They have a full, finals week that you have to sign up for. And all students, are required to sit their finals. So as long as you sit the first finals and you pass your classes, you can come back, on their earlier term ending date. If you fail the first finals, they allow you to resit it, but again, you have to be in person, and it is a month after the official end of the program. So you basically either have to stay in Milan for another month, or you have to basically fly back to take finals. But again, that doesn't happen very often, but I just want to put it out there that they're pretty intense with their finals. They do have Italian language courses for a fee, they so you can pay a small fee, and then you can take some Italian language courses. I believe they have 2 formats. There's one that you can take before the semester start, and there's another one that you can take during the semester along with other classes that you're taking. Next up is Copenhagen Business School, or CBS. They're located in Copenhagen, Denmark. Both our MBA and specialized master's students can apply. Their strengths include combining business with cross-disciplinary research. Like I mentioned before, a lot of our CBS students will actually come here to GW. When you look at their degree majors, a lot of them are like econ and philosophy, sociology, and business analytics and things like that. They have a lot of cross-disciplinary concentrations. They are really, really big on social responsibility and sustainability and innovation and financial risk management and supply chain management. They also have a full length semesters, so fall, spring, again, mirroring the GW semester. Credit equivalency is 2 ECTS to 1 GW credits, and they offer Danish language courses for a fee. They're not free of charge. Other opportunities, they also have a short-term or several short-term programs. There's one over the spring break, which is limited in spots, and then they have another one over the summer. So they have the CBS Summer University, where you can basically go to CBS and you can enroll in perhaps a 2-week course, a 3-week course, or a 6-week course over the summer. So that is also an opportunity if you don't want to spend a full semester at CBS. CUHK, The Chinese University of Hong Kong is located in Hong Kong. They have both MBA and specialized master. Students can apply. Their strengths include entrepreneurship in Asian markets. They're the longest established Asian MBA program in the region. So they're quite strong in the region. They also have specialization in hospitality, IT, accounting, and marketing. Let's see. They have a full their length of exchanges for term 1 is September to November. It's pretty short. And then term 3, March to June. Those are the ones that fit semi perfectly into our in our GW semesters. For the term 1, when I say September to November, it's like early September to late November. So it's three, 4 months. Credit equivalency would be 1 CUHK credit is 1 GW credit. So if you're taking a class for, 3 CUHK credits, that will be the equivalent of 3 GW credits. They have a language center in the school that offers different classes for a fee. Some you can take for credit, some others non-credit, but if you take it for credit, you can't transfer those credits into your degree program. So you're gonna have to pay for those. And then they have, they offer 8 to 10 classes over, 3 months in their Chinese language center. The European Business School, or EBS, is located in Österreich-Winkel, which is in Germany. They're about 2 hour, I believe, 2.5 hours from Frankfurt. So when you fly into Frankfurt, you can take one of the regional trains, and then it's about 2 hours, unless you're on one of the their express trains that will perhaps get there in an hour and 45 minutes or so. They both MBA and specialized master students can apply. They have strengths in finance, logistics, automotive management, and real estate. Similar, full length of exchange. Credit equivalency, they also use the ECTS system, and they have intensive German classes for a fee. And they have some, I think, condensed classes for free that they offer as well. EDHEC Business School has 2 campuses, one in Lille and one in Nice. Each campus has a different specialization. So Nice is specialized on finance, economics, and risk. And then the Lille campus is focused on business management and marketing. So if you apply to EDHEC, you want to do a full-term exchange, you have to not only apply for the program, you also have to indicate which campus you want to go to. Both MBA and specialized master's students can apply. They have full length of exchange in the fall and the spring. They also use the ECTS system, and they have French language classes for free for their exchange students. So they have also a summer program that they offer. Again, short-term summer programs are the application is currently open through next Sunday. Their summer program is about 2 weeks long. It's specifically on the business of luxury. And they bring in different professors talking about the topic. They also have different cultural visits and site visits around the area of business, business luxury management. The students last year visited the offices of Lancôme. They went to they studied like a little bit about the perfumery industry and things like that. Just a little bit of a pitch for the short-term program. ESSEC Business School is located in Cergy-Pontoise, which is right outside Paris, about 45 minutes. Eligible for both MBA and specialized master's students. Their strengths include agribusiness entrepreneurship, health, hospitality management, and luxury brand management. They also have, this is a great opportunity that I always always emphasize for ESSEC. They have a program called the LVMH Chair, which is a luxury program, a luxury certificate that you can take if you study abroad with them in the spring semester. I usually recommend students who want to take either want to take courses in that chair program, or if they want to take the full chair program, you have to study there in the spring. So the luxury chair is basically expands over term 2 and term 3. So it starts in January and ends in June. So if you want the full experience of the chair program, you have to basically do both terms. But it is a competitive program, right? So you have to apply, of course, through me to get accepted in the exchange program at ESSEC. And then there's going to be a separate application to apply for the LVMH chair. So that's going to be separate. And the partner is going to reach out to you about it once you're nominated on the GW side. So that is one of the highlights of the ESSEC program, is that, LVMH luxury chair program. And they also have free language classes, French language classes for exchange students, and they offer a short-term program over the summer, but that's only for MBA students. All right, so Fudan University School of Management is located in Shanghai, China. They have both MBA and specialized masters, but MBA students can study there in the spring and in the fall, but our specialized masters can only study there in the fall, because most of the classes offered in their specialized master's programs are offered in English in the fall semester, not in the spring, while their MBA program is a little bit more versatile, where they have English classes offered in English in both semesters. So that's why our specialized masters can only study there in the fall. Their strengths, they have a joint degree, they have a lot of joint degree programs taught in collaboration with MIT and UHK. And they have actually a lot of strategic partnerships with companies in Shanghai. So there are company visits built into a lot of their classes. They have full-length semester, so fall and the spring. 1 Fudan credit equals 1 GW credits. And they have Chinese language classes for free for exchange students. They used to offer, and I believe they still do offer, a scholarship that students, exchange students who are accepted into the Fudan program, go through all the motions, can apply for a monthly allowance of $400 through their school. They also give information about internships. I don't know if they have, they have company ties, but it's going to be, they're going to be able to provide you with some level of information, and then you have to do some additional research. They have a short-term exchange program over the summer, which is a really cool class. It's actually a hybrid, it's taught hybrid. So you basically start most of the sessions online. You have to log in, for example, from here, the US. And then you get to spend a week of, I think a week or two of intensive in-person company visits and sessions in, I think they said June or July. If you're interested in that, I will have the updated calendar coming soon, sometime this week. So you'll be able to basically see, when your travel dates are going to be. But great summer program. So I just took a look in the chat, and I see, David, you had a question about specialized masters. So specialized masters program are all of our subject area masters. So accountancy, business analytics, finance, those are specialized masters programs. An MBA program is, of course, master's in business administration. So you're right. So any program that's not an MBA program is a specialized master's program. Allah had a question about international students studying abroad in the last semester. So that is a little bit tricky. I would encourage you to meet me separately, so I can tell you what your options are. But basically, is exactly how you guessed. If you want to study abroad as an international student in your last semester and you want to do OPT, you'll have to apply and be admitted to basically get your OPT before you leave in order to re-enter the States. Otherwise, you won't be able to re-enter. But make an appointment with me or Elisa Becker, who's our international students liaison, and she'll be able to tell you sort of what those regulations are. All right, moving on to our next partner. I think I skipped a slide. Oopsie. No, I didn't. Okay. Grenoble School of Management. Okay. Let me pause here for just 1 second. My apologies. I just noticed that my computer is out of power, so it's about to shut off. And that means I just have to reorganize things a little bit on my end. All right. There, this slide. All right, we're back up. So, Grenoble School of Management. Grenoble is located in Grenoble School of Management, or GEM, G-E-M for short, is located in Grenoble, in France, a beautiful town in the valley. I was there for the first time about 2 weeks ago. They have both our MBA and specialized master's students can apply for this program. Their strengths are in innovation management and tech, business consulting, entrepreneurship, and global management. We're really, really big on innovation management and tech. They have a what they call GEM Lab, which is an innovation lab with all of the latest technologies. Those facial recognition technologies. They have a lot of those workshops there that students can, if you're taking like classes on artificial intelligence or digital marketing and stuff, you'll be basically able to explore those labs. They have full lengths of exchange in the fall and the spring. Credit equivalency is about 2 ECTS to one GW credit. They have free language courses for exchange students, and they also have a short-term program over the winter break, which basically just ended 3 weeks ago. All right, next partner. IAE Business School is located in Pilar in Argentina. They moved their campus to Buenos Aires now, so they'll have now 2 campuses. This program is only open to MBA students, so our specialized master's students. So if you're in management, marketing, finance, all those majors, you won't be able to apply for this program since it's restricted. Their strengths are in innovation and in entrepreneurship, emerging economies. They have 3 periods that you can study there for. Module 1 and 2 is from August to December. Module 3 is January to mid-March, and their 3rd period is Module 4 and 5 for mid-March to June. IPADE Business School is located in Mexico City. They have 2 campuses in Mexico. I think most of the classes on their main campus in Mexico City, but if you're interested, you might be able to take take classes on their Monterrey campus. They're open to both MBA and specialized master's programs. Their strengths include business management. They were founded by the enterprise, so they have a lot of case study methods that are embedded in their class sessions. So it's a very practical practitioner point of view of academics. They offer exchanges only in the spring. So they have a winter term from January to mid-March, and then a spring term from April to mid-June. So the credit equivalency, they also use the ECTS system, which is 1 GW credit. They also have a short-term program on the spring break. National Shanxi University, or NCCU for short. We have our partnership with their big university, but we have a partnership with specifically their College of Commerce. They're located in Taipei in Taiwan. Both MBA and specialized master students can apply. They have an international MBA focused on leadership and multicultural team building. They're a bit like GW, very much well-versed, a lot of specialties, so you can take classes across discipline, across the university. They have full-length exchanges in the fall and the spring. They're actually also offering a short-term program this summer as well, which could be a good way to get insights about their school. Maastricht University is located in the Netherlands, in a city of Maastricht. I believe that's about an hour from Amsterdam, if I'm correct. They are both MBA and specialized masters can apply to this program. They're problem-based learning, so they have a lot of case studies in their courses. They focus on international and financial economics, and they have, like GW, a lot of different master's program. I feel like GW has like 16 master's specialized master's programs. They have 10, so it gives you sort of breadth in terms of what classes you can take. They have a full semester or module exchanges, so you can either be there for a full fall or a full spring semester, or you can be there for either one of the periods. You can be there for period 1 or period 2. Periods are about, I think, 6 weeks long, I believe. So like it's kind of like a short-term exchange if you're only doing one of the periods. They're also on the ECTS credit system, and they have Dutch language courses, credit and non-bearing credit, and they have some for free and some for cost. Melbourne Business School, or MBS, is located in Australia, in Melbourne. This is another program that's open to MBA students only. Same profile as GW, you need at least 2 years of professional experience to match their students. They are the entry point for Asian markets, and their campus is basically located in the central business district. They're very much specialized and localized in that sense. They have 3 terms that are open to exchanges. Term 1, mid-January to mid-March. Term 2, mid-April to late June. And term 4, September to December. University of St. Gallen is located in St. Gallen in Switzerland. Open to both MBA and specialized master's program, but their ISP, which is their international study program, is open to MBA students only. And that's their shorter program. That's basically similar to the full-time MBA program here. You kind of form a cohort of exchange students, all MBA, coming from different universities around the world. They're one of the top 10 business schools in Europe. I mean, amazing. Their master's in management program is #1 in Europe. And they have a St. Gallen Symposium, which is a conference organized and led purely by students, where our students can, any students in their partner network can participate. The TAU, Tel Aviv University College School of Management, is located in Tel Aviv in Israel. This is another MBA only program, so only MBA students can apply. They are focused on entrepreneurship and high-tech innovation. They only have exchanges in the fall semester, but because of the current situation in Israel at the moment, if you're interested in TAU, please reach out to me. There's going to be additional screening by our Office for International Programs in order to enter Israel. The University of Cape Town, the Graduate School of Business, is located in Cape Town in South Africa. Another MBA-only program. Their strengths include emerging markets, value-based leadership, social innovation, and entrepreneurship. And they have their term 1 in January through April, and term 4, October to early December. They do recommend coming in the spring, so mid-January to mid-April. And their classes are focused on, business in Africa, entrepreneurship, and emerging markets theme. They don't have a lot of courses available in the spring for exchange students, but I have everything listed on the website if you want more information. Now, there are a couple of partners that are, we still have strategic partnerships with them, but they're restricted in terms of there's a university embargo on travel to Turkey and Egypt. But if you're interested in these specific partners, please reach out to me, and then we can talk about sort of specific interests, perhaps connection that you have in those countries, and then see if it will be feasible for you to go to either one of these partners. But Koç University is located in Istanbul, Turkey. Both MBA and specialized master's students can attend. Their strengths include emerging markets. They're pretty small, or I wouldn't say small, but they are student-centered. So they have pretty small and focused study sessions for students. And they're one of the highest ranked business schools in the country. And then American University in Cairo, in Egypt, also same thing. MBA and specialized masters can go. They have specialization in emerging markets, and they also have their campus is more located on like a compound. Sorry, there's an error on the slide here. I'll edit that before sending the slides out. I said I put Turkey there. Shouldn't be. My apologies. But they're located on a compound, so it's a pretty enclosed area. So again, these are kind of restricted right now, but if you're interested in these specific partners, just shoot me an email. We'll meet independently, and I'll go over sort of what are what are your specific objectives and what are the connections that you have in those specific countries. Okay, so I'll speed through the last slide. I know we have a stop at 1. If you can stay longer to ask questions, feel free to do that. If you have a question but you have to jump off, feel free to type it in the chat, and Olivia will get to it. And then, or I'll email you the answer. But let's speed through this. I've already talked about the application process. It's purely online. You'll submit your unofficial transcript, resume, essay, and a bio. You have perhaps a short interview, informal interview with G&E, just about 15 to 20 minutes. And then I will nominate you to the partner once you're accepted and committed to a specific partner. You'll have an application due at the partner. They'll ask for, information, which is for administrative purposes and to generate your visa support documents for your student visa. And then the partner will send you the official acceptance letter that you'll use to get your appointment at the embassy and kick off that process. So again, the application deadline for fall study is March 15, and for spring is September 10. So if you want to study in the spring of 2025, I would say just open an application now so I can review your application priority. Billing and financial aid, these programs, like I said, you are going to be registered in a GW tuition class. So it qualifies for additional financial aid if you need it, you need to apply. If you have a scholarship from GW, that will still apply for the credits that you need to, while you're studying abroad. And then, of course, cost of living at the destination, that will be on your own, at your own out of pocket. So student experience, you can read more about our blogs. If you go, I have the blog site listed below. You can read about our former students who were abroad and some of their experience and how they sort of value their experience. These are the students that we sent last year, spring 2023 abroad. We had 6 really outstanding students, 2 in Cape Town, 1 at Bocconi, 2 at ESSEC, and 1 at EDEC. And then these are the students, we had about 18, I believe, students from our partner schools with us in the fall. Most of them have departed. I believe there are 2 that are still around because they're completing internships in the spring, but most of them are basically back in their home country at this point. So how to keep in touch, follow us on social media. We're very active on LinkedIn and Instagram. Go to our website. That's where you'll see all of our partners, the full list of partners. You'll be able to click on the hyperlink and access the program brochure and submit an application if you're interested. So on that note, the presentation is now over, and I'm going to open it up for questions. So let me stop the sharing and then turn on my camera. All right, here we go. So are there any questions? I'm also going through the chat to see, Olivia, I saw that you answered a few of the questions. Thank you so much. I'll see if there's anything else. Did I miss anything in the chat? David had a question about connecting with some of our exchange students that are here. So the best way would be to, of course, email us and let us know. And then we will, put you in touch. Let us know, for example, what institution you're interested in. And then we can put you in touch. We only have 1 student right now studying with us in the spring from Bocconi University. If you want to be connected with any of the students that we had last fall, we'll have to reach out to them to see, because they're no longer at GW, so they don't have access to the GW emails anymore. But we can connect you to their non-GW email. Looks like David had another question. Is it common for people doing a dual master's to do a long-term study abroad program? Common, I don't know about common, but I did have a couple of dual degree students who did term exchange. There was 1 student actually to Bocconi spring 2023 who was dual degree MBA MStem who studied at Bocconi. Actually, a lot of our dual degree students, MStem, MBA, did the Bocconi program, because Bocconi is a good destination for tourism, hospitality, those topics. So they found value in doing an exchange there. MBA program has more elective credits than our specialized master's program, so it's a little bit easier for students who have a dual degree, like an MBA and another degree program, to do the exchange, because that means there's a lot of those elective credits can apply for the MBA. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. If you have questions, if you want to talk to me one-on-one, I can stick around for a few more minutes. But I'll go ahead and stop the recording now, and